So because of those reasons, I believe that the concept of digital literacy, and especially tech education, is really important for having more employable youth in our society. But besides that, the iCode Enrolled Code program also implements the skill sets of soft skills, reproductive health, and other issues that needs to be covered and that are not currently covered in the education system right now. And from what I've heard today, and especially from the numbers and the data, and also the change in the strategy of the education, it seems very promising, the direction that we're going, because I really do believe that digital literacy is really important, not only for people in schools, but also outside of schools, because I think that's also a place or a thing where Ethiopia will thrive in, especially the digital economy. So I really believe in educating the youth and educating young kids, even though it's a very long-term payoff in technology and tech education. Besides iCode Enrolled Code program, we have a program called Solve It, which is a nationwide innovation competition. So when we do work, we work with high schools and we work with universities together, because we believe that there's always an easy access to people who are getting into jobs, who want to create jobs in the future in schools. So in our collaboration with high schools and universities, what we usually see is a lack of spaces where people can just come together, discuss, and produce new startups. I was very fortunate enough to visit the Netherlands. It was organized by the Netherlands Embassy here in Ethiopia, and I was able to see a lot of places where, even outside of school, where people were able to come together, create in their universities, but also for students outside of universities who are just in high school, and even dropouts. So for those reasons, I believe that it's really important to create a space where people can come together and create new innovations. Just to give you one example of one of our success stories in Solvit is in Gambela, a city in Ethiopia. There was this boy who attended our program. So basically, the trainings that we deliver are soft skills, design thinking, technical mentorship, but also how to do your finances, how to do customer engagement. So what he was able to do was, the problem he identified was he would go to the city and he'd ask for macchiato or milk with coffee, right? But they would tell him, oh, there's no milk. So if you want to drink coffee, here you go. But he knows that back home, there's a lot of milk that's being stored and that's not being sold to the city. So through the design thinking program that we were able to deliver, what he did was, and also the technical skill sets that we provided him, and also the mentorship, what he did was he collected the amount of liters that was being produced from each home, and he collected the location, and then he was able to calculate the shortest distance to collect the milk and then sell it in the city. This was very interesting for us, because if you're not in the problem, you won't be able to actually think, oh, this is a problem, or this might exist, or the solution that you might think of is very different. So providing these kind of skill sets, these kinds of trainings will create new jobs, but also new innovations and new solutions. And it was the first year that we found this person, but when we went the second year, he had his own MacBook Pro, he had bought his Bajaj, which he delivers the milk in. So it was really, really interesting to see such a simple training. We did it in 6 weekends in the university, was able to create a job, but also create a business. So through these kind of very simple, very short trainings, we'll be able to find the entrepreneurs in multiple cities in Ethiopia, and also not only have entrepreneurs, but people who have the skill sets to be in the workforce. So I really believe in tech education and tech entrepreneurship, and with my engagement with Beti.cog.lab, we've been working on that for the past 5 years, and we've been able to see some of our students who took our classes of Anyone Can Code in high school, now coming to university and creating their own startups, employing people, and it's very interesting and it's very fascinating, but we understand that it needs to be done in a very big scale, considering the number of students that are getting to 12th grade, the number of students that are graduating every year, we really need to accelerate the activities that we're doing. So more or less, these are the activities, and as a youth and as part of the community, I believe that it's really important having the embassies, having the government working together, especially with youth, to make these types of changes. And especially during COVID, especially when we look into education and entrepreneurship. We've been on our computers, we've been on our phones, especially TikTok, and you can see that the attention span of most of people is decreasing because as humans, we evolve. So we need to find more engaging ways, more interesting and fun ways to educate, but also to employ and make the workspace even more comfortable for youth to be a part of. So I guess I hope that has covered everything I wanted to say. I really want to thank the embassy for inviting me to speak on this issue, but also organizing my visit last time. In March, it was in March, and I was able to learn a lot, and I'm currently working with some of the partners I met there, so thank you very much, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Betelem, for also a very story. Sorry to put you on the spot. There will be a panel discussion, but pitch. And may I welcome Her Excellency, the Minister of Utility Labour, Minister Fields Abdalu. Thank you for being here, and can I give you the floor? Youngest Minister in Africa, please, can I give you the floor on this topic?
Good morning. Thank you. Sorry I was a little bit late. I had another assignment. I couldn't make it early. Very much